Hey, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mixed martial arts. Oh, yeah. Woo.
Yes. For the first time in 2022, it is time for the People's Pre-Fight Show. It's the pre-fight Q&A here on MMAfighting.com. UFC Vegas 46 kicks off. And right around 30 minutes from right now, it's going to end with Kattar versus Giga Chikadze. Fascinating main event in the UFC's Featherweight division. But we're going to turn it on over to you, our viewing audience, for the next 28 or so minutes. Thank you for joining us. Same tripod as yesterday is with us. I am Mike Heck. We have the best friend, the Prince of Positivity, Canada's own Alex K. Lee. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon, and everyone tuning in. This is super exciting. I think as much as we all enjoyed the break from UFC action, I think we're also excited that the Octagon will soon be back in our living rooms. And honestly, with some compelling fights today, despite the card being just decimated by various withdrawals. So looking forward to answering some questions before and watching the show itself.
And on the ones and twos, Mr. E. Casey Leydon. How are you, sir? It's fight day. It is fight day. The martial arts will be mixed in a matter of moments.
That's the best type of martial arts. Individually, mixing together, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, you know what, gentlemen? It's a little unprofessional right now, but it's a little warm in here. It's a little warm in here.
Oh,
It's a little warm in here.
It's
a little warm in here. That's right,
my
baby. It's
gosh.
time. It's time. Ariel Helwani, your bills are going down. They're going down. Okay.
That I like.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
I'm ready.
Is that
Bring on
is
the
that,
questions, people.
Is that an American football game? Is that going on today?
Yes. And by the way, this is a Tom Brady number, but my kid's name is on the back of it, so
All right.
it's a special meeting. All right.
Oh,
But I am amped. I am amped.
All
Two
right.
TV Saturday.
All right. I guess the most important question is get the obvious out. What are the
5 p.m.
yes, they
Eastern.
will be. 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN Plus to start, and then ESPN and ESPN Plus for the main card. Canada, my fellow Canadians, I believe TSN 5 all the way through. And unlike usually, there won't be Fight Pass prelims. There won't be prelims on Fight Pass. It's all starting at 5 o'clock on TSN. So I know some of us Canadians, we get used to this. Like we get like 2 prelims on Fight Pass, then it goes on to TV. I think it's all on TV today. So just hit up TSN 5, guys, if you're up in Canada.
Yes, TJ Brown, Charles DeRosa is the first fight.
That was kind of my fault. I didn't have our clock up there, so I understand the confusion. I apologize, Mr. Romero. I'm still rusty at this. I kind of forgot where all the buttons are. I haven't done this in a while, so first day. So apologies. All right.
That was a subtle jab for you to get the clock up.
Yeah.
Without him calling you out. He wasn't trying to call you out.
Well done, Mr. Romero. Well done.
All right. All right. All right. What we got here? Oh, not really a question, but more of an observation.
It's the jersey.
I was gonna say there's a lot of padding. There's a lot of padding in there, I think.
Yes, it's. I'm actually wearing pads. I'm actually wearing pads.
That's a functional jersey. Like you could go out right now and take a few snaps, and you'd be fine.
Are you wearing a cup?
I'm wearing kicker pads.
He's wearing a cup, but he always does though. But he always wears the UFC cards. Yeah, it has nothing to do with today's game. Like he's just always wearing a cup on fight night. I don't know why, but I mean, whatever.
I'm wearing the shoulder pads that the punter wears.
Yeah.
So you need those.
You have the helmet, just the one bar, just
Clarence. What else we got?
Here we go. Let's talk about this.
Joseph Boza, could Caitlin Chikadze get a second shot at Valentina with a win today? AK, we'll begin with you.
No. Mike, back to you. No,
Casey.
not right away. Not right. I mean, no. I think she could score like a 15-second knockout, and I still don't think that that's in the cards. And Valentina does need challengers, but there are some fresh names. I think they'd rather like push someone up like a Tyler Santos or someone, just like rush them to a title shot, like a fresh name, rather than run back Chikadze and Shevchenko again. And Chikadze, again, very good fighter. I'm not saying she can never earn a title shot because she is clearly the number 1 or number 2. Well, I mean, Jessica Andrade, depending if how long if she's staying at 125. But no, I can't see a scenario today where she's guaranteed a title shot. She just keeps herself in that talk. Maybe Valentina needs an opponent if people fall through, then Caitlin gets it. But nothing makes her like the surefire number 1 contender after today. I don't think.
Yeah,
Casey, you're in agreement?
Oh, absolutely. But 2 things. First of all, I had no idea this was a rematch. I didn't realize Chikadze and Maya had already fought. I had no idea.
Yeah,
you were there. You were there when they fought.
I know. I was right in the cage. I was like, "Hey, you're fighting." I was like, and I forgot. I don't know. I was like,
we were in the same room. We were in the same room when they were fighting.
Know.
We were watching it on a monitor at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that was the night when I did the. Oh yeah. I made about the Valentina highlights thing. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah. She's like, I didn't see the highlights from the Valentina Carmouche fight. I was like, highlights? Oh, yeah, I was there. You're right. Yeah, I even interviewed Chikadze.
Yeah.
Jeez. But more importantly, what would it take for Chikadze or Maya to actually get a rematch against Valentina? Is it even possible? I mean,
yeah, it's possible.
Like, give me the time. Give me what would Chikadze have to do to get a rematch?
Okay, well, let's see. Let me take a look at her run. Well, she's won already.
Right off the top of your head.
No, I have to. I have to look this up because there's no scenario immediately that pops off the top of my head. Again, Jessica Andrade has to get out of the way again. Not that I think that they want to run Andrade and Chikadze again, but like the tier, it goes. Andrade, Chikadze, and then Jennifer Maia. Right? I think that's your next 3 at 120. Unless I'm forgetting someone. And then so that has to get sorted. I think Andrade, like I said, might go back down to 115, so maybe that won't be an issue. Maya Chikadze again are fighting today, but it's just not a compelling matchup for the UFC to make. The first fight with Chikadze and Shevchenko wasn't very close. Maya did a little bit better, but still wasn't very memorable. There are, like we keep saying, there are fresh names at 125. You don't want to throw in a Casey O'Neill or anyone like that yet, or like a Menel Fiorot or anyone like that. But there's again, like I said, there's a Tyler Santos, maybe someone above them who could jump the way. Plus, you keep talking about a Nunes fight that could happen somewhere down the road. So I do feel like Shevchenko has more options than people think, just not that many like compelling ones. And I wouldn't put Chikadze or Maya on that list either. So they need to win like 2 or 3 more straight and just have Shevchenko do like a Brandon Moreno, like I just want to defend the belt, give me anybody type thing.
No, it's gonna like 3 first-round finishes and like devastating highlight reel, Bubba O'Reilly highlight reel video at the arena type finishes. That's the only chance because
Joaquin Buckley
Misha Tate
type knockouts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Misha Tate's about to fight Lauren Murphy. If she wins that fight, Misha's getting a title shot. Tyler Santos is right there. And now we got this other wave of 25ers on the come up. So, I mean, it's going to be really tough. And by the way, upset pick alert. I'm picking Jennifer Maia to win this fight. And I think I might be the only one on our staff, at least from what I've seen, that's picking Jennifer Maia to win this fight. I feel like Jennifer Maia has improved immensely since their first fight. Caitlin is who she is, and she's very good. She's a very good fighter. Very good fighter. But we saw how that third round was. Okay, there you go. Yeah. The third round in Maya Chikadze, and Maya won that round. Like the momentum was shifting in that fight. And Maya, who missed weight for that fight, by the way, is in much better condition, much better shape. She's taking the strength and conditioning much more seriously. I think she's going to win. I think the light is a little longer for her to see, and Chikadze has already, and I know this is kind of like cliche to bring up, but Chikadze has talked about like, I'm just going to fight, and then eventually I'm going to have a family, and I'm going to be done. Like, I don't think Chikadze's even thinking about a title shot. I don't think Maya's thinking about a title shot. Mm-hmm. But I think if we're going skill versus skill right this second, I think plus 170, if you're looking to take a dog shot on somebody tonight, I think Jennifer Maia is a very interesting selection. But if I'm wrong, don't be mad at me if you put a lot of money on it.
Don't bet on MMA.
I think the fact that the UFC has 2 top 5 fighters facing each other, and they're 2 fights behind Chase Sherman versus what's his name?
Collier.
Just means that the UFC has just no faith in them as far as title contenders.
Yeah,
so
definitely. That says everything you need to say, right?
Yeah. All right, here we go. Next question. Wait.
Louis. Hey, Mike. Ariel Helwani is currently hosting a Bills Pats preview show on the Spotify.
We should.
I've never heard him sound so nervous. Maybe join and offer him some comforters. Okay, so truth be told, Ariel and I, we texted back and forth maybe Monday about this. And we're very respectful towards each other. We're like, to me, he's like my favorite Bills fan, and to him, I'm his favorite Patriots fan, because we're just like, we're rooting for a good game with no controversy, and may the best team win. Like, if this was 5 years ago, this would be a much different conversation, but my life has taken a much different direction. I hope the Patriots win, but it will not ruin my week if they don't. Like, 5 years ago, much different story. My wife can attest to that. It would ruin 3-4 days if the Patriots lost a playoff game. But now it's just like, like, I hope they win, but it's not the end of the world. Ariel is much more nervous than I am. I can tell you that right now.
I gotta say, I just don't care about football at this point in my life. I used to a lot, but I really admire Ariel. I admire fans, guys like Shaheen, who are like hardcore fans of crappy teams. I really support that. I mean, I know you're a New England guy, so you can be a Patriots fan. I get that, but like, if you're a fan of a crappy team, that takes dedication. I like that. So,
and you know who used to be that crappy team? The Patriots. They were that crappy team for a really long time.
This is true.
How about this Raptors guy? Who dealt with some pretty brutal sludge for like 15 years? Well, that's not true. It's actually really good franchise.
15 years?
Come on.
I don't want to hear
it.
Come
on. Let's talk about hardcore. I mean,
Red Sox fans laugh in your face, AK. They laugh in your face.
I laugh at Red Sox
86
fans
years,
who were never happy.
86 years.
Who were never happy winning like 5 World Series titles in the last like 10 years, like 20 years. I don't even want to hear it.
It took 8 decades, almost 9 decades for that.
Oh, and you were alive for all of them. I
was alive for 4 of the decades.
Jeez Louise.
All right, here we go.
New England fans always complaining. New England has what, 10 Patriots titles? Ridiculous. Guys can never stop complaining.
All right,
remember the Champa Bay conversation? Starting off the year with the banger, am I right? Yes.
No.
What do you mean? Cater Chikadze?
I disagree with the question. You're wrong. This card.
I think he's talking. I don't know if he's talking about the, but there's some good fights. There's some good competitive fights on this card, even though some of them are short notice and they kind of swapped in and out. There are some competitive fights. Collier Sherman, for what it is, even though it's in the co-main event, should be pretty interesting. Royval Bontorini is a great fight. Chikadze Mai is interesting. Dakota Bush and Borshev should be interesting, because Borshev, when you hear a name like Borshev, you think to yourself, this guy's a wrestler. He's going to take him down and just grind the guy out for
No.
Borshev is a monster. His stand-up, he has one punch, put you out cold power, as you saw in the Contender Series. That dude is a beast. We got Joanderson Brito, Bill Algeo, really good fight. Jamie Pickett, Joseph Holmes, we'll see what happens. Court McGee, Brahimaj will be fun, because McGee is so durable and tough. He's the grizzled vet. And Brahimaj is on this come up. He's got some momentum going on. Kelleher Krum is going to be a big scramble fest. And TJ Brown, Charles Rosa will be fun most of the time. It's a pretty good card.
It's not a banger. It's not a banger. You have been the prince of positivity for this card. I'll give you that. It's not a banger. And in fairness, I am comparing it to what it could have been. So just to be the Debbie Downer for a second, we lost like Buckley, Al Hassan was on this card at one point. Of course, Demolidor and Muslim Salikov, which would have been sick. So I mean, we lost. Kay Hansen had a cool fight with the Canadian Jasmine Jasudavicius. So I am somewhat.
That just got pushed back a week.
I know, but I'm saying that's not on this card though. It's not on this card. Like, so I am comparing it to what it could have been, which might not be fair. But I can't lie to America either. Like, I'm not saying I'm not saying if you're planning to watch this card, I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm saying, yeah, it's great. It's the UFC. It's a UFC flavored product. It's got a sprinkling of the UFC powder, which we all quite enjoy. That was weird. Which we all quite enjoy. But I mean, it just comparatively, and maybe we were spoiled by we had the last. I mean, maybe 6 of the 8 cards that ended 2021 were insane. It was we had so many good cards near the end of 2021. So I'm probably comparing it to that too. So I said on the show yesterday, this to me is a 7 out of 10 at best on paper. Maybe I'll be wrong, but that to me doesn't say banger. I don't think we can say it's a banger. So I will go no on this question.
I thought he meant. I looked at this question and thought main event specifically, but yeah, I'm trying to be positive and sprinkle some. Clayton Rodriguez is supposed to be on this card. Don't forget that. And there was talks about Ione Barcelos versus Victor Henry being on this card, but that was never really put together.
That's gonna be next week.
Next week, though.
Next week.
Next week's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So thank you for the question, Mr. Jablami.
Mr. Jablami.
DJ Ablami. Yes.
DJ
Yeah.
Ablami.
Haywood DJ Ablami. Thank you.
DJ Ablami.
All right.
What
More
else
of
we
a
got?
kind of a negative question, but you know.
Oh,
The loser of Collier Sherman get the walking papers. Maybe
I think-
Sherman, because that'll be 3 in a row for him. But I mean, they're heavyweights. I mean,
I don't
they're the
think so.
co-main event on this card. I mean, the UFC must see something to put them in this spot. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure most of these guys they're fighting at the minimum or near minimum the UFC pays, so I don't think it's a payroll issue. They're heavyweights. Yeah, you're right. They're not gonna cut him. Unless
Yeah.
I mean, if the fight's good, absolutely not. But if this is like a typical mid-level heavyweight fight that goes 3 rounds, possibly, because that's never a really good thing. Although I'm picking this fight to end.
This fight's decision all the way. You know it. Either
Yeah,
10 seconds or a decision.
I'll be optimistic too. Yeah, I don't think. No. I think no matter what happens, unless it's a stinker, we should say if it is a stinker, maybe both guys get cut in that case. But no, both guys have a pretty good reputation for being entertaining heavyweights, so that shouldn't be the case. No, I would hope not. And again, this they shouldn't cut anyone from this card unless they do something bad, because just anyone staying on this card and keeping it alive should get a bonus or something.
Yeah.
Yes, all the bonuses.
Give them all the Yeah, I know.
Mike and
That's
EK
on
were red. AK is wearing red today. We're a day behind.
This is on purpose. We know what we're doing. What fake band shirt are you wearing today, Casey? Is that blood lobster or
That was it's close. It's not blood lobster.
What is it?
It is blood incantation.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
Actually, I guess it's pretty easy to guess.
Yeah, can you see it? Right,
Blood splatters on his chest.
Where are the letters? Where does it actually say blood? And how do I know?
Well, okay. Rule number 1: you know it's a good death metal. You know it's a good death metal band if you can't read the logo of the band. So like if you
those are actually letters.
Yeah,
like crammed together.
Yeah, it says
No,
blood
it's not.
incantation right there.
No, it doesn't.
It's pretty clear.
No, it doesn't.
You know nothing about rock and roll,
I
sir.
really don't.
You know nothing.
Maroon 5, the hardest band ever. I think you're mistaken, sir.
All right. Oh, oops, wrong one. Hold on. Yeah.
I mean, it's here. It's not.
I mean, that's a good question. Are you saving that? Are you saving that gem?
Yeah, here we go. All right, wrong
I think he's
screen,
waiting
wrong
for the
screen.
speed.
Wrong-
Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
Don't you think Tyson Chartier will come up with a good enough strategic game plan for Kattar to pull out the upset? Do you think people are underestimating how good of a coach Chartier is? I mean, I have pretty good insight on this whole thing. I know Tyson very well. I know this team very well. The game plan is gonna be written, and it's something that they don't just say like, okay, here's what we're gonna work on tomorrow. Tyson will sit there and watch fights for like a week straight and won't sleep, and he'll just take notes and notes and notes and notes and notes, and then he'll come up with like a legitimate playbook of what their game plan, the strategy for the fight is. And these guys like Rob Font, like Calvin Kattar, other fighters in that stable, they will just obsessively read this game plan over and over again. So the plan is always in place. And I don't think anyone's like questioning Tyson. It's just a matter of, can the fighter go in there and actually implement it? Rob Font, for the most part, implemented their game plan against Jose Aldo. Unfortunately, when you get cracked to the right hand and you get punched in the face, doesn't matter what your game plan is. If Jose Aldo cracks you in the face with a good shot, you're going down, and that changes everything. So there were portions, and even talking to Tyson about Rob, there were portions of that fight where he felt like Rob just kind of like let his foot off the gas. Like in the first round, he looked tremendous. He looked great, but then just kind of let the guard down for 30 seconds. You can't do that against a guy like Jose Aldo. But yeah, I mean, I think the game plan is going to be in place for an upset to be had, but can it be implemented? And if so, is that even enough? I mean, it's kind of hard to put that all together in these fights because anything can happen and these shots come from a million different things, and maybe you're preparing for one thing and the fighter you're facing comes up with an entirely different plan altogether. So yeah, I think Tyson's a very good coach. He was, I don't know, last year, 2 years ago, nominated as one of the best coaches of the year for the year that Kattar had and the year Font had. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely upset potential here. I'm not picking an upset here. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if there was an upset, but I'm not picking one here. But yeah, I don't think people are underestimating how good of a coach Tyson is at all.
And I mean, I know technically it would be an upset if Kattar wins, but I don't really see it as like an upset. I think it's just, he's the underdog, but I wouldn't even put it as like upset. I think if Kattar wins, I don't think anyone's going to be shocked. It's just like, we're picking Giga, but obviously it's a very compelling fight. And it's not like Shevchenko versus anyone at 25. It's just, it's a good fight. And Giga's got a little more momentum on his side. He's more active. So, I don't think, not a massive upset, but but back to Tyson Chartier, one of the more underrated coaches, definitely most underrated coaches in the sport right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's any outcome, any way that Kattar wins that would really shock us. Maybe if he clipped Giga with a head, if he took out Giga with like a kick to the body, that might be surprising. But like if he outboxed him, we wouldn't be surprised. If he mixed in the wrestling, if he had like a really smart game plan where he mixed in the wrestling and really threw Giga off, that wouldn't surprise us. We'd be like, yeah, that's probably his best path to victory. If he landed a good shot, if he managed to like draw him to a brawl, landed a good shot, knocks him out in the first round, that's possible, So the odds certainly say upset. It would be a considerable upset, but no, he has so many ways to win, and definitely everything we've mentioned, plus way more him and Tyson Chartier have discussed in the gym over and over and over again. So I'm sure they don't want him to overthink it when he gets in there, but they know what they have to do. They know not to get into a K1 kickboxing match with this guy.
Yeah.
All right.
And like Casey said on the preview show yesterday, it's almost an unknown with Kattar. We talked about it in the heading into the Covington Usman fight. Like we hadn't seen Colby in a while. We had no idea, and sometimes that mystery can be a real wild card. So we'll see.
Yeah. And especially Kattar coming off, 25 minutes of getting your butt kicked, and like as John Kavanaugh famously said, "Win or learn." And Kattar had a shitload to learn and a shitload of footage to learn from that fight. And of course, I'm sure his coach definitely picked that fight apart and tried to figure out how to improve. So I'm very curious about the main event tonight. It's gonna be very curious. Let's talk about the other side of the main event real quick.
Yes, I want to look at the betting line. All right, some money has come in. Some money has come in on Kattar. Minus 225 now for Giga. Do you guys think if Giga beats Kattar, he has the next title contention in the bag, or does Holloway reserve the next shot regardless? Maybe they do Giga versus Holloway. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in the NBA. At the NBA. Nothing's
the NBA, yes.
First of all, definitely. I mean, that's a separate statement. That's a separate statement. Has nothing to do with it. I do want people to know nothing's guaranteed in the NBA. So if you're enjoying some NBA basketball, just know nothing's guaranteed. But back to what am I looking at that made me? I was just seeing a tweet or something. Nothing is guaranteed in MMA, also, but also the NBA.
Answer the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. So wherever Max Holloway is, I don't think him and his team should at all feel comfortable that they're like, oh yeah, whenever we're back from whatever this injury is, whatever the setback is, that the title shot's waiting for him. Oh no, they're not at all. Not at all. I mean, that's a fight certainly the UFC is invested in. But if Giga gets some amazing, again, highlight reel knockout today, or a dominant 5-round decision, cuts a decent promo, says the right things in the media afterwards, puts out the right tweets on social media, all that stuff, puts on that whole campaign, he could definitely get the title shot instead of
over a healthy Holloway.
Well, but the thing is, that's the question mark. That's the question. And if you're the UFC at this point, you're questioning how healthy is Holloway. Again, we don't know what the reason for the withdrawal is, but there's been question marks surrounding Holloway's health. This isn't new, like for the past couple of years, right? So if they think Giga is a more reliable option, someone who hasn't, I don't think he's pulled out of any fights yet in eight UFC bookings so far. I could be wrong, people, but even if he has, it can't be more than one or two, right? So very reliable. Then you would lean towards him, right? You would lean towards him. Maybe he'd even fight for less money, which also the UFC likes. So nothing unfortunately is guaranteed for Blessed. I do think we need to see that trilogy bout someday, but would it be next? No guarantees. Giga can absolutely steal that spot tonight.
He did pull out of the fight that he had scheduled with Alex Caceres in 2020. I'm not sure why.
Oh, I did not
So-
remember that.
I don't think he pull out of that.
Well,
fight?
I'm
he
looking.
did.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at
he did,
topology. I don't
actually.
remember the reason for it though. I'm just throwing that out there. But assuming Holloway is healthy, let's call it 4 months from now or whatever. Volkanovski is still champ. Can anything he do in a couple hours leapfrog Max Holloway to get the next title shot? I don't believe it. I don't think so. But the second part of the question, Giga versus Holloway, I think that is a possibility. Considering Holloway's crazy, and Holloway already fought guys like Yair for no real good reason other than just, you know what, fighting's fun. I think there is a chance for Giga versus Holloway. This all depends on like the scheduling of championship fights, who the champ is right at the time, if Zombie wins, if Volkanovski wins. There's a lot of variables coming into this, but Giga versus Holloway, I don't think is that outside of the realm of possibility.
I don't at all. Yeah,
Considering
I'm
who
with
Max
you.
Holloway is, Max Holloway is that type of guy.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm gonna play the Jose Youngs card. Depends on how he wins. If he goes out there and ekes out a decision, no. But if he goes out there and rolls tonight, if he stops Calvin Kattar, I think he gets the next title shot. Just because we
Leapfrogging
don't know how long Holloway's out.
Okay, that's
Over a healthy Holloway, yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm hoping we see Holloway by the end of the year. And I have no insight on this, by the way, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, if Volk goes out there and beats Zombie like quickly and is like, I want to fight again in 2 months, and Giga wins, yeah, you throw him in there. If Holloway's ready to go, then that's an option too. But I mean, Holloway couldn't finish. I mean, Holloway put on one of the all-time great performances against Calvin Kattar, but no one's been able to stop him. Giga stops Kattar tonight. That's a very good statement. If he wins convincingly, that's a very good statement. But if he goes out and wins a 48-47 split decision kind of thing,
I don't know if it's an amazing fight and it's still a close fight. I think that just the entertainment factor. I don't think Giga needs to necessarily blow Kattar out of the way, blow Kattar out of the water. But if it's like an awesome fight of the year type of fight and he still wins, I think that will be enough because exciting fights, UFC loves that. Even though technically it's not quite as dominant, but
Yeah, I mean, and even if he goes out, wins a close decision, he's right in the conversation. He's a win away. Still can end up being the backup fighter for Zombie Volkanovski himself. Like he probably will end up in Florida or wherever this card's going to take place, which I believe it's going to be in Jacksonville. From at least that's the leader in the clubhouse right now. Then yeah, Giga will probably end up in Florida or wherever this card takes place, and will weigh in and have his opportunity. And at least he's going to be on the short list. And then we'll see what happens with Holloway or whoever at that point. Josh Emmett, maybe you can fight Josh Emmett.
Honestly,
and the winner gets the next shot, whatever.
The fight I really want to see if Giga wins tonight, I want to see Giga versus Yair Rodriguez.
I knew you were going to say that.
That is the fight I want to see. So
we have that in the comments. Someone in the comments shouting that out. My man and Markham Nivathan.
All right. We only got a minute left before official the time.
First fight's not gonna start like 5:15.
I think we've answered all the questions. I think we've answered every question anyone could possibly have. We've answered about MMA in general and basketball, frankly,
and the NBA.
Yeah, that's all. How
about this question?
Ugh.
Read the question, AK.
You read it, AK. I can't see it.
Garrett Trammell wants to know what's next for Brandon Royval with a win tonight at MMA. Well, hopefully a nickname change. I think that would be good. I think maybe change to something like the Gentleman. A dangerous dog. I don't know, dangerous puppy, something. I don't know, but I think we need to. I think him and Dakota Bush need to reconsider some of their nickname choices.
Answer the question.
You want me to read the question? What's next for him? I tell you, it's a nickname. No, he's coming off 2 losses, so this just kind of keeps him. I know we hate using this phrase all the time, but it keeps him in the mix. Because again, the top, it doesn't put him past Alec Pantoja, who beat him. It doesn't put him past an Askar Askarov. That's all got to get sorted out after. Hopefully, both those guys are healthy this year and can both get a crack at Brandon Moreno at some point. Unlikely, I imagine whoever doesn't get between Askarov and Pantoja, whoever doesn't get the winner of the Moreno Figueiredo trilogy bout will probably have to fight someone else. I would love to see them just both be able to wait and get a shot, but we know the UFC doesn't really work that way. But I don't think Royval gets either of those guys. Maybe Askarov if Pantoja gets the shot, but I don't think so. I don't have a specific name yet. We'll talk about it obviously on to the next one, but it doesn't jump him up too much. He's number 8 in our rankings, I think, and it keeps him around that range.
Askarov's fighting Kaikar France, so he's kind of off the table at least for right now. Maybe a guy whose name rhymes with Schmanel Schmap.
Yes.
Nah.
That is a super duper fight.
Brandon Royval versus Manel Cap? Are you kidding me?
I thought you meant Manel Cap next for the title. Then I was going to be like,
no. The question was, what's next for Brandon Royval if he wins?
Double D. That's what we call him. Double D. Dangerous dog.
Double D.
Double D.
Yeah. The dangerous dog. Yeah. That doesn't sound dirty at all. But yeah, that would be a good fight. I would pick Royval, of course, so that Cap could once again be exposed, and Ryzen fans like Casey could be. No, I'm kidding. Come on. I don't say that stuff about it. I don't say that stuff about anybody. I think
Manel Cap has a very good chance to fight for the title this year.
I'm sure.
Absolutely. All right, here we go.
We go. It's just the opening promo video. Okay. Is Mike more excited for the football game rather than Kattar Chikadze?
Let me say, is Mike wearing a UFC shirt? Is he wearing a?
I'm wearing a mixed martial arts shirt.
Where's your Kattar fight kit? Where's your Reebok? Where's your Reebok fight kit for Calvin Kattar?
Huh? I'll say equally as excited for both.
Equally, yeah.
I'm more excited for the game over the entire card, but I really am very intrigued about this main event.
If only one could win, who would you pick? The New England Patriots or Calvin Kattar? We will clip this and send this to Chartier later, by the way, depending on the answer.
It's the Patriots by a mile, and I think Calvin Kattar would probably pick the Patriots to win over himself winning tonight, if we're being honest.
Wait, has anyone talked to Calvin? But has he actually? I didn't realize this. Like, is Calvin even focused on this fight? Because there's bigger things going on right now.
He's focused.
He's focused. I really wonder, like, in his head, like, is like when he's is the fight going to be going on while the game's going on? Is it
starting, right? No.
The game starts at 8:15 Eastern, so it might be like halftime by the time these guys walk. So
that'd be interesting. Because I don't know how honest these guys will be. Like, I wonder, like, if like during the fight, just there's a moment, just like a half second, he's like, I wonder how the game's going. Oh, kick.
He's probably gonna go like in between rounds. He's gonna ask Dana White, "What's the score? What's the score, Dana?"
or his corner. Yeah, we got it. So we got to pay close attention. I don't know if I get corner audio on TSN. So if you guys are getting corner audio on ESPN Plus, please, I'm saying to you guys and the fans, let's pay attention to what's going on in that Kattar corner, because they could be saying stuff that sounds like fight code, and they're actually just like saying the score for the game. It's like 7-3, 7-3, 7-3. It's like, is that a combination you want them to try next round, or are you just saying it's 7-3 in the Pats game? So pay attention to that.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones. Wait, what's that?
I do appreciate how the NFL does have open scoring. I think it makes the game much more easier to follow. So.
Oh Lord. I've been saying for years they should not show the scoring in NFL games.
I love that.
Yeah.
A basketball game, we just got to guess. I think we're up by 3.
Yeah. Do your own math. Do you feel like you're winning? Let that dictate your strategy.
Yeah. I saw you dribbling control. Whatever.
Oh, did you see that comment? Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. Which one?
Go ahead. No. It's all caps. You'll see. You can grab it after.
So the broadcast team is Fitzgerald, Cruz, and Bisbing. For those who are wondering right now, they're talking that the show just started, so probably like another 10 or 15 minutes for this first fight even starts.
No fight.
Anonymous dude 123. What's the biggest fight UFC can realistically make in 2022? What's the most fun fight UFC can make for you?
Ooh, I like this.
Biggest fight UFC can realistically make in 2022.
Ngannou
depends
versus
on
Jones. If Ngannou wins and they sign John Jones,
yeah.
to me that's the biggest one realistically. And
it's probably Conor Nate. Conor Nate 3 is probably the correct answer if we're talking like box office and pay-per-view buys.
Straight up box office, Conor Nate 3.
Listen, if they want to make it, they could probably make Conor and Jake Paul if they wanted to, but. Oh, realistically though, I guess realistically. Oh, okay. I mean, definitely, I would go something with Conor. Yeah, I think the trilogy. But
wow, so Conor coming off 2 losses, a leg break, he's gonna be out for a year, is still by far the biggest fighter.
I don't know. Coming back
against Nate Diaz, coming off a losing 24 out of 25 minutes in a fight.
He never loses. I know what you're talking about. He's
Yeah,
never
I know.
lost a fight.
He
lost.
won
He
won the
part
last
that mattered.
minute, which is the only minute that matters.
He won the part that mattered. I mean, if we're just
Yeah,
talking
it's probably
pay-per-view
1
fight,
and
it'd
2.
probably be Conor, but
Okay.
1 and 2, Jones and Ngannou. Most fun fight, man. I still really, I thought this could have happened last year. I really need to see Zombie and Barbosa. I feel like that has to happen somehow. I'm not sure what has to align for that to happen. I really want to see Korean Zombie and Edson Barbosa at some point in my life.
Most fun fight for me, Max Holloway versus Ryan Hall.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Just saying.
RIP, RIP Max Holloway.
Just saying.
That's amazing.
All right. What do you get? What's your
Yeah, I mean,
most
all
fun?
those
What's your
answers
most
are great.
What's your most fun fight, Mike? Like, man, I just want to see that fight. I just doesn't really make sense, but I just want to see it.
Jose Aldo versus TJ Dillashaw.
That's actually realistic too.
I love
That's
it.
actually a fight that could
that
actually
should happen.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
that
fun
fight
fight
actually-
that should happen.
Yeah. All right.
I saw Dana White in the comments telling. Did you see that? How old is Yoda?
Does anyone know this?
It's like a few
A
thousand years.
trillion.
Isn't it? I think it's a few thousand years. Did you see Dana White in the comments, Casey?
Oh,
He said he chimed in. He said, "Give me a call after the show." He said, "I will pay you all. You guys are doing so good." So I think that's actually Dana White. That's pretty crazy that he watches the. I mean, considering he has again the Pats game to worry about later today, and a UFC card happening right now. Thank you, Dana, for chiming in. We should take him up on that offer.
it's a real Dana White with a big
Yeah.
R. Has R
Yeah.
for yeah. All right.
Red
Cool.
in the face.
Yeah.
Real president.
Yeah. Real
The
president.
real Dana
Real
White.
Dana
Exactly. It's real Dana White. Exactly. So I
That's
would
the
love
blue
that.
check for YouTube.
I will call guys. I'll handle it. I'll call Dana after, and I'll definitely get you guys into the paperwork. So
Okay. Now we're kind of talking. Okay, I got some questions here. This is definitely very broad questions about MMA in general, but here we go.
people are walking out. By the way, they are walking out.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fight is happening. Yes.
Fun one to start the air. Who could eventually replace Dana? My pick is Chael.
It won't be. I thought it would be Cho a few years ago, but it won't be now. Who could replace
Damn, it might be Masvidal right now because the dude's running like 500 promotions. Just started
From the
another
streets
MMA
to
promotion
the velvet
that's
sheets.
debuting
Can
in a
you
week.
imagine?
Maybe Habib Nurmagomedov. Who knows?
Oh, this is like the subtle. They're gonna align with Eagle Fighting Championship, and it's like the subtle. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
It's funny. Like, MMA really hasn't been around long enough where there has been a transfer of power in a sense. Like
Not really.
you know what I mean? Like there hasn't been because eventually the UFC will still be here once Dana decides to retire. So there will have to be a new Dana eventually. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. Oh, I hear the fights are starting.
Yeah, and it's tough.
Well,
As
Charles
much-
Rosa is about to enter the octagon right now.
I will say, as much crap as we give Dana White, he's his role of sort of taking all the punches and being this public face of the UFC. Again, we said many times, very bad promoter, terrible. But as far as being sort of both a punching bag / a face to put out there for the UFC, he's actually really good. Like he doesn't handle everything in the media great. But as far look how many people love him. Look how many Dana White fans there are out there. I mean, that's undeniable, regardless of what we say about him, right?
Every press conference I go to, when the fighters walk out, everyone's like, "Yeah." When Dana walks out, he always gets the most cheers. The guy that
hard to
doesn't even
replace.
throw a punch,
No.
he's fight fans' biggest supporter. It's
There we go.
wild.
Hard to replace.
All right, here comes the
It's
music.
like Vince McMahon was the same way in the WWF.
Yep,
People love
exactly.
Vince. They always
Yep.
generate a response. So
Same
the
thing.
suits.
all right, Charles Rosa in the octagon right now. He is awaiting the arrival of his opponent, who is now making the walk right now, downtown TJ Brown, the -220 favorite in the short notice matchup against Boston Strong Charles Rosa. Enjoy the fights. First one of the year. Absence has certainly made the heart grow fonder. Enjoy the fights. Enjoy the football as well if you're going to do the 2 TV Saturday like myself. And always remember, go Patriots. We'll see you after the UFC event. Hopefully the game is well in hand for the Pats, and I'm not distracted. Enjoy the fights.
Happy birthday, AK.
It's not my birthday. First time this year, not my birthday.
That's weird. Okay, all right.